Alright, so the last video I posted, I took a video of me getting behind here to get the blinker relay going, and I figured out that I'm actually a dumbass because the relay is attached to both blinkers and one of them is working, so it's the relay that's not the issue. And I was looking at a wiring diagram, and I believe it's the switch that's the issue. I took it off just for easy use and so I could show what's going on. So in here, I'll take this off and you can get a better look. We have two screws just holding this on here. It's pretty simple, so I'm gonna take it off now. All right, so once you get the two screws out, there's gonna be one short one like this and one long one. The short one is gonna go on the back right here on the clutch side, and then this long one is gonna go on the driver's side, closer inwards toward the handlebars. So now, I got it apart. You can see in here, it's all gummed up and stuff. So what I'm hoping is that the contacts are just dirty and I can clean them up to have the switch working. That's what I need at the very least. So I got dielectric grease and I got this electronics cleaner and dielectric grease. So I'm gonna clean all of it up and then put new grease in. And hopefully the blinker starts working after I'm done with this. All right. So while I'm in here, I am just gonna get like all the switches cleaned off. So this one just has 3 bolts. It has this little arm that holds down on the wiring harness right here. And then they have just the 2 that are actually holding the switch itself on. So you should pull this off, move it to the side, and you have those 2. And then this, the front comes right off. So what I'm gonna wanna do next is there's this one screw right here that's holding on to the wiring harness that's coming in and above right here. I'm gonna be taking that off so I can get to the switch right here and the plate behind it. So I'm gonna be getting all that off so I can get to the horn back here as well. All right, so I got this back plate and the switch or lever arm taken off now. You can see behind it, you got the horn button and the actual switch itself for the turn signal, which looks pretty bad. Hopefully I can just clean it up and it'll make a good connection so I don't have to buy a new one, but let's see. Let's just pull it out. All right, so I pulled the lower part off now, and there was another screw holding on the horn button right here, but the switch itself for the turn signal, it just sits like in this groove right here, and then like you can kind of see where it was supposed to be sitting. Like this little bottom piece right here sits right above this screw hole, and that big part goes right there. So now that we have all this exposed and open, I can go through with the electronics cleaner and put more dielectric grease in all the switch areas to prevent it from rusting over. On these old, like with the old dielectric grease that's already on here, you can see like it's all like nasty and gummed up inside because the switch itself, this like triangle bit right here, that's the part that the lever actually like rides on and pushes back and forth. So you can see the terminals actually inside of there. There's 2 little circles on the side. Those are the actual contact points. So those are the parts you really want to clean up and make sure they're actually clean. And that's where you're going to put the dielectric grease on those little, like inside here, just on the little metal contacts, so those don't end up rusting out. And then like on this one, you can put, where is it? Dielectric grease down under there, like in that little box or little square. You can put some down in there, and that's where the horn, it makes contact in there. And then you can put some on the back down here on the, what is this? The lights, high beams. So once you clean it all up, get it nice and pretty, you can go in with the dielectric grease. So I'm gonna clean it up first, and then I'll be back. All right, so I got this all cleaned up now. It's looking nice and not fucking disgusting. And then you can actually see the terminals in there now. They're actually clean. And then also, while you have everything out, just clean out all these little parts too that are all gummed up. Like this one was just like, especially this one, because this, like the terminals are like little connections on here, were just absolutely disgusting. Like I had to scrape like parts of it off with this small screwdriver right here, because it just would not come off with the electronics cleaner. And same with here. There's going to be some parts where it just won't come off. Just be careful. You don't want to end up breaking anything. And also try and get in here as well, because there's going to be like, it's going to be gummed up and all that inside the spring. So just shoot some in there. Shoot some in there, move the spring around, move the little ball bearing in there. Just get it cleaned out. And then you can like spray behind in here and all that to get these cleaned out, which these aren't too bad. You don't need to spend nearly as much time. It's mainly this one, because this is where they put like a shit ton of grease. So after you're done with that, you can go in with the dielectric grease, and then get inside all the small parts where there's any like exposed metal connections. And one thing I do is, if you have like a tube like this and you don't have like a small, like if you don't have like one of those single-use packets or like a tube or anything to get in there, like inside, what you can do is have a toothpick right here, and I'll squeeze the dielectric grease on the end of the toothpick and then go in there and spread it around that way. So it's just easier than having just a huge clump of dielectric grease all over the connector. All right, I got all the dielectric grease in here, and you don't need a crazy amount. There's some in there. My phone won't be able to get the best picture of it, but you don't need to like completely cover it. You just need to get inside and get those terminals covered up, and you can move it side to side to move it around. And then you get some like inside that hole, and like on the little square right there, just put some in there. And then on this, you can put it like way at the back right here. There's like god damn it, there's connections way back in there, so you can get a toothpick or something, like spread it around back under there. But now we can put it all back together, and hopefully it was just nasty connections and not like a fucked up switch that's stopping this from actually working. All right, so I got like the horn and the blinker switch back in, and you can just tell right away, like it isn't mushy anymore, because like they're all like gummed up, like old dielectric grease in there. Like it actually feels like a switch now. Same with like this one, it feels smooth to push it in. It doesn't feel like it's all mushy. And then also, you're gonna want to, you can put some dielectric grease like on the switch, like where it pivots and all that. And it helps it like actuate better. It just feels smoother. You put some on the bottom and then put it on the top when you screw it in. Makes it feel a lot nicer. All right, so I got this all back together now. This one's gonna be a little bit hard. It's gonna feel like it's not gonna fit right, but you need to push this wire down so it like actually sits in there correctly. And yeah, I was struggling with that for a little bit. So you're just gonna need to put this down in here. What the hell? And, okay, and then you'll be able to put these screws in right, because it wasn't wanting to sit properly whenever I was doing it. So try and put this in first and get the wire set to where it's supposed to be, and then it will just screw right in. And now we just need to put it back on. So what I like to do is, because I have it off already, might as well clean it because it's a little dusty and all that. So I'm gonna clean it up, and then we can put it back, and then hopefully just cleaning it gave it actual connection. All right, my neighbor was yelling, so I have to retake this. But whenever you're putting this back on, this little piece right here, you want this little groove right here to sit on this small ring right here. If I can get it in here. It's kind of hard with only one hand. But it sits in there like that. And it close just like, not just like that, but you need to get it in there. But that's where you want it to sit whenever you're putting it back on. All right, so now I got this back on. So now it's the moment of truth. See if this will want. Oh, I forgot to take the fucking bulb out. I was like, why the fuck is this all lighting up? Let's see if it works. Let's go. You can see they're both working now. So if your one blinker isn't working, just clean the terminals inside the switch, because that got mine working, and it also got the switch not all gummed up. It feels actually nice to use now. All right, so the blinkers now work. I got the headlight back in there because I took it off because I saw that there was wires from the blinkers going into here. So I thought that it could have been something wrong in here. So I just took it off prematurely, but I put it back on, so we're good right there. And now I just need to get a new lever arm bracket so I can get a mirror on this side, because my girlfriend wants 2 mirrors. So once I get that, I'll install that. But so far, all we need now is the gas tank, which it looks super well. Like, it looks super good now. Like, it's coming out really well. Just I need the keys. Fuck, I put them. Oh, they're here. So now, let's see if I can get I'll cut to it. All right, so you can see like it's looking really bad, but look at the side right there, like right on the edge. It's like brand new metal under that now. So I can get all this out. I have 1 more gallon to put in here. So I'll shake this up, let it sit, and I'll dump it. Get 1 more gallon in there to get all the extra stuff on the sides, and then I'll clean up the edges, like on the right in here, because for some reason it's just like I would go through it with a wire brush and get a lot off, but it just comes back. So like you can kind of see like how it was before. Like I cleaned it, and it's like good metal right here, but there's just flakes of rust. So I'll have to clean that up. But this tank is coming along really nice, and this should be the last thing I need before we can actually start this up. Hopefully the spark plugs work, because I took it I took them out and took a look at them, and they're kind of nasty. They don't look the best, but it looks like they will potentially give a spark, which, if that's the case, should be getting it up and running within the week.